Recording our sales and expenses. Hi guys, this is SL Caras. I teach people accounting, business, and financial literacy concepts. And for this video, I'll be sharing to you a method of how we will be recording sales and expenses for our respective businesses. And then, disclaimer, okay? Disclaimer muna before we proceed. This does not follow accounting standards. Again, this does not follow accounting standards. But you might be asking, no, sir, so bakit mo tinuturo yan even for the fact that it does not follow accounting standards? Well, simply because there are a lot of business owners, okay? There are a lot of business owners na hindi nagre-record, no? Even big businesses, may mga big businesses na rin na do not record their transactions. Bakit? For the sole reason that they don't know how to. Okay. They don't have an idea where to record or how to record. So they just go on with their business without proper accounting records. And that is not really a good place to be, especially if you are doing the business full time. So, ayun, that's the very basic rationale behind this spreadsheet that I will be discussing with you. So this is also aligned with my video on the 5 accounts that every business owners have to monitor. So we will be recording the sales, the expenses, the cash, the receivable, and then the payable. So again, it does not cover other aspect like inventory monitoring. So wala siyang inventory monitoring. It does not also have it does not have an account for capital and retained earnings. So yung 5 lang talaga for starters. Although, I still strongly recommend that if medyo kabisado mo na and meron ka ng existing system sa business mo, then we can transition towards the towards using an accounting software, or at the very least siguro a method that is aligned with proper accounting standards. But for now, since internal lang naman din naman ito, we will be using the records internally to monitor those 5 accounts and to improve our business, then definitely this can hopefully, okay, hopefully be valuable para sa iba. So without further ado, let us go into the discussion. Ganito lang naman siya. Meron siyang date of the transaction, okay, and then the particulars, or basically the explanation or the remarks. We have the column for revenue, expenses, the cash, receivables, or payables. So regardless kung gamit mo service income, revenue, sales, or income lang ba, it's just the same. Pwede mo namang palitan yan. And then itong nasa orange naman, this is the total. Okay? So the formula for this one is ito. So from C3 down, it will total everything. And then the same for expenses. And then dito naman sa blue, this is a balance from the previous month. So mano-mano yung i-input if there are balances of the cash. The balance for the cash from the previous month, and then for the receivables, and then payables. So kunwari, gagawin natin ito for October. So yung mga balances natin for the cash, receivables, and payables from September, we will just be inputting them here manually, and then the figures in the orange, isasama niya na sa pag-add yung mga balances natin from the previous period. So I will just be teaching you how to use this spreadsheet. So let's just start with the how to input if it is a sale transaction. So kunwari nakabenta tayo na 1,000 units, and that amounts to 30,000 pesos. So for this transaction, 30,000 pesos, lagay natin siya sa revenue. And then, since we receive cash for it, we put cash 30,000 here. So it's like a double entry system, no? So siguro along the way, if you continue to use this one and get familiarized with this, baka mas madali na lang din aralin ang debit and credit, and that would help you transition towards the system or the accounting software that utilizes or that follows accounting standards. So, ayun. So again, balik tayo. Nakabenta tayo ng 1,000 units. Total is 30,000. So that will be forming part of our revenue. And sa 30,000 na yan, we have received cash. So iba yung revenue, iba yung cash. So ayun. Next is, nakabenta tayo ng 500 units on credit. So since nakabenta pa rin tayo, that will form part of our revenue, 15,000 kasi kalahati lang. But instead of adding cash here, we will be adding receivables. So, nakabenta tayo 15,000 pesos and then it will add sa mga kokolektahin natin. So, nadagdagan yung revenue, nadagdagan din yung receivables. Okay, what about if nagbayad tayo ng electricity? Electricity here is an expense. Therefore, dagdag tayo ng 5,000 for the electricity. And since nagbayad tayo, nabawasan yung cash natin. Therefore, ang kailangan natin ilagay is negative 5,000. Kasi nabawasan eh. So, automatic na yan based on the format na magpaparenthesis yan. It means that this amount will be deducted. Again, if it is an expense and nagbayad tayo ng pera, input tayo dito, positive 5,000 and then negative 5,000. What about if bumili tayo ng inventory? So this is one aspect no that it does not follow accounting standards. Kasi kapag ka-inventory, asset yan. But since para mapadali yung mga buhay natin, expense, we will just be recording it as an outright expense. So purchase inventory and then paid half. So since bumili tayo, that is considered an expense, 20,000 pesos. But since we only paid half, ang nabawas lang sa cash natin is 10,000. That is why negative 10,000 dyan. And then, nadagdagan yung payable natin. Okay, so again, review. 20,000 added sa expense. 10,000 nabawasan yung cash natin. And then, nadagdagan yung utang natin. So, plus 10,000 pesos. Okay, accounts receivable collection. So what happened in this transaction is that naka-collecta tayo from our receivables. Take note that in the previous transaction, meron tayong receivable na 15,000. And then on this particular transaction, naka-collecta tayo ng cash. Okay? This is not revenue. Collection of previous sale kasi bakit tayo may kokolektahin? Kasi nakapagbenta tayo dito. So this is the 15,000 yung related na revenue, related na sale. But dito sa collection na to, hindi naman tayo nakapagbenta. Wala din tayong binayarang expense. So the transaction has just affected cash and receivable. So ang nangyari dito is that nadagdagan yung cash natin kasi nakakolekta tayo ng 5,000 pesos. And then, nabawasan yung kokolektahin natin. So, klaro yun ha. Plus sa cash and then minus sa receivables. So, hopefully that's clear. If meron kayong tanong, feel free to comment down sa baba. Then, paid payables. Okay, nagbayad tayo. Meron tayong utang, di ba? Okay. So, meron tayong utang kanina na 10,000 pesos. So, nagbayad tayo. Siyempre, kapag nagbayad tayo, nababawasan yung cash natin. Kaya, negative 5,000 pesos. And then, nabawasan din yung utang natin. So, nabawasan yung cash and then nabawasan din yung utang. Kaya, negative 5,000 yung dalawang yan. And then, say the owner took 5,000 pesos. So, if you're the owner, kumuha ka ng 5,000 for personal expenses mo. So, record lang natin yan. Nadagdagan yung expenses, 5,000 pesos. And then, since it involved cash, nabawasan din yung cash, 5,000 pesos. So, after all of those transactions, meron na tayong summary dito sa taas, sa orange. So for revenue, we have a total of 45,000 revenue. Expenses natin, a total of 30,000. Therefore, in this example, meron tayong profit na 15,000. And then, ito yung mga balance natin. Meron tayong remaining na 10,000 pesos. Meron din tayong receivables. Meron pa tayong kukolektahin na 10,000 pesos. And then meron pa tayong babayaran na 5,000 pesos. So, ganun lang siya kasimpleng gamitin. So, again, I'll just post the link, I'll just post the link on the description of this video. And then, if meron kayong mga tanong, or if siguro may napansin kayong mali, or perhaps you have some suggestion on how we can improve this spreadsheet, then feel free to give me some suggestions. And I guess that's it. Thank you so much, and advance Merry, hindi, mali. Advance Happy New Year sa lahat.